Both sides are leaning into their strengths on this one.
Let's go back to Angel really quickly, though, because she was part of the catalyst that you saw to be able to change things around. And she said to Holly, I just feel like I needed to take a deep breath and maybe stop overthinking some of these.
I've been there. I've been there. Like, sometimes the basket is too open. Right. She's used to getting double teamed. She's used to triple teams, and she's used to contact. And so sometimes when you see her, like, wait, what's coming? You want to look over your shoulder. But she settled into the game well. And what I like is she's been such a great mentor also to Medina Okada. I believe Medina Okada has 6 points, 6 rebounds as well. There's no one better to learn from when it comes to being a beast on the boards than Angel Reese.
Yeah, because when the game started and Angel Reese was missing some of those bunnies, we were all talking about it, and I was like, she's not missing these because of Indiana's defense, and she's getting these layups, so that was a good sign. Even though she wasn't finishing them, then she's able to finish some of them, and then Atlanta goes on a run. The person I want to give credit for is while Atlanta was struggling, Alicia Gray was holding it.
That is amazing. Just absolutely amazing. They're rambling on about Angel Reese because they agreed late last week. Hey, this whole weekend's about Angel Reese. We got this story we're going to put out on ESPN.com championing her as the greatest rebounder since Dennis Rodman. And then they tell the three stooges of the WNBA, hey, look, we don't care what goes on during the game. We have agreed this weekend, we're celebrating Angel Reese come hell or high water. We don't care what Kelsey Mitchell does. We don't care what Caitlin Clark does. We don't care what Alicia Gray does or Ryan Howard or anybody. This is about Angel Reese. We're celebrating her. This was all staged. And then you look up at that graphic and it says 3 of 10, while the mouths are saying catalyst. That is not analysis. That is a protection racket. When the player says she's playing like SHIT and the network says superstar, somebody's lying. And it isn't the shooting percentage. Late regulation, game's tied, Howard misses the go-ahead 3, Reese is already there, board, body, rim, right in front of her, game on her fingertip, daylight. She missed it again. Watch. Oh, we've already seen it. Yeah. Watch. Not the cartoon whiff from the first quarter. Different sin. This one carried the win in its pocket. She tried to clean it up, lost the next fight. Horn, overtime, Fever closed at 95-91, and Angel's line still prints like a participation trophy. 15-14.
Across the hardwood, the aftermath escalated into an unfiltered display of psychological dominance as Caitlin Clark didn't just celebrate. She stopped dead in her tracks, locked eyes with Angel Reese, and erupted into uncontrollable, merciless laughter. Stooping with hands on her knees and shaking her head in theatrical disbelief, Clark openly punctuated the blown opportunity with ruthless bravado, sending an unmistakable message that shifted the rivalry into pure, unvarnished hostility. The moment Reese realized she was being overtly ridiculed before millions on national television, the emotional dam violently broke, pushing her past mere disappointment into unbridled fury. In an explosive burst of raw frustration, Reese slammed the basketball into the floor with enough force to launch it deep into the lower bowl before charging toward the officials in a heated, high-decibel tirade, frantically demanding a foul call to mask the defensive collapse as complete chaos consumed the final moments on the floor.
Becky Hammond saying it's in her blood. None of that is fake. The offense is. And when the offense is that ugly, it curdles the whole product. She rises up alone under the rim and bricks the one she was put on earth to finish. But her offense. That's the most honest scouting report in America this morning. Angel Reese was such a bad offensive player as a kid. These jokes write themselves. She refused to play around the world. She played around the block instead and still lost every time. She claimed allergies prevented her from playing horse. She said she was too young to play 21. If the playground had a glass-only league, she'd be the commissioner. The national stage keeps asking her to score anyway. Angel Reese wanted to be Caitlin Clark's rival. She was smart enough to see the financial benefit of being attached to Clark. Every segment, every thumbnail, every forced debate, proximity to the biggest magnet in the league is a business plan. But there's a price too, and now she's really starting to pay it. Her lack of offensive skill set next to Clark's is a hatchet chopping at her reputation. People delight in
With under 15 seconds on the clock and the game deadlocked, the ultimate spotlight narrowed down to pure, unadulterated drama with an entire season's pride hanging in the balance. As the initial play fractured and the defense scrambled in chaos, the basketball ricocheted straight into the waiting hands of Angel Reese directly beneath the rim, the exact storybook moment every athlete dreams of, standing completely uncontested mere inches from the cylinder. All that stood between her and legendary heroics was the most elementary finish in basketball, yet what unfolded next will be etched into sports infamy for decades. Elevating with hurried mechanics under crushing pressure, Reese rushed the attempt only to watch the ball violently ricochet off the iron, carom across the glass, and fall harmlessly away into opposing hands as the final horn shattered the air. The absolute easiest bucket of her life had evaporated in catastrophic fashion, leaving 20,000 stunned spectators frozen in a collective breathless gasp before erupting into absolute bedlam as the ultimate heartbreak cemented a defining collapse on national television.
Into this by accident. Saturday, again, they dropped the love letter. Reese's rebounding as legend. Rodman mind, Barkley strength, fastest to 1,000 boards, league high numbers, dream record, double doubles. That's a coronation feature. Fine. Print the rebounds. Respect the glass. But notice what the piece is not about. Not touch around the rim, not left-hand finishes, not the scorer's instinct. She claims while the shot chart files a disaster report. ESPN wrote the cathedral around the one elite thing she does. Then Sunday asked the rest of the game to show up. Indiana at Atlanta. Messy game, clunky game. Nobody left looking like a bronze statue, but one person left looking like a punchline. First quarter, that wide open fast break layup made me howl and laugh uncontrollably. No defender, just daylight, and a ball that refused the rim like it had standards. As bad a miss as we've seen. I thought that would be her worst of the day. It was only the appetizer. First half, 3 of 10, 7 points, 9 boards, 30% shooting. She told Holly Rowe, I'm playing like doo-doo. That is an adult self-grade. Take a listen.
Here we observe the majestic suburban dad in his natural habitat, the backyard barbecue. Notice the distinct aroma of charcoal and mild panic. He approaches the grill with confidence, though his internal monologue suggests he has no idea what he's doing. Oh, a grease flare! The suburban dad stumbles backward, nearly toppling into the kiddie pool. A narrow escape. His mate watches from the kitchen window, debating whether to intervene. Excuse me. She wisely chooses to let natural selection run its course. The burgers appear to be transitioning from raw to charcoal, skipping the cooked phase entirely. Shh, listen, that sizzling sound is the call of dinner being ruined. But wait, the suburban dad has produced his secret weapon, barbecue sauce. He believes this will mask his culinary failures. Spoiler alert, it will not. Now is being approached by his offspring, demanding to know when the food will be ready. A dangerous moment. The suburban dad responds with the ancient phrase passed down through generations, 5 more minutes. We all know this is a lie. Ugh. And so the cycle continues as it has for millennia in backyards across the land. Truly, nature is magnificent.
Remember when Angel was at LSU and she trolled Caitlin Clark and was following her around the court and smiling and doing the old this? Well, now there's this, Angel. Chicken's coming home to roost. Pardon the impoliteness. I have a new nickname for Angel Reese. Butter. As in, butt her face. Butt her face. Great legs, great butt, great skin, and then the face. In Angel's case, it's the basketball version.
Teammates and coaching staff frantically surged forward to physically restrain Angel Reese as she attempted to power through their grip toward the opposing bench, where Caitlin Clark and her squad were still reveling in the high-stakes victory. With tensions boiling over and volatile shouting picked up by courtside broadcast microphones, the arena erupted into deafening chants that amplified the drama before a national audience. As venue security quickly intervened to escort Reese down the tunnel, the post-game fallout escalated into an explosive locker room disaster marked by slammed walkers and heated confrontations, turning the sting of a blown final possession and the ruthless psychological warfare into an absolute powder keg. Within minutes, the sports media landscape went into an unprecedented frenzy, completely hijacking social timelines and dominating national commentary panels to dissect every agonizing frame of the sequence that just permanently redefined this rivalry.
And let me show y'all this. DraftKings was the one who reposted this. They said Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese, bruh, after the Angel Reese missed layup to win by a buzzer beater. The rivalry is definitely still alive, bruh. And I'm here to tell you, this is the face of defeat. I'm telling you right now, Angel Reese is defeated. And one thing I always tell you guys, y'all should know this. The internet will give it, and the internet will damn sure take it away. Y'all ever heard the saying, at this moment, you knew you messed up? This is the look Angel Reese had on her face. At this exact moment, she knew she's gonna be the laughingstock of the basketball world for the next 48 hours. That's exactly what happened. And it was so bad, Angel Reese did not speak to reporters after the damn game.
Please take me through that fourth and overtime. They outscored 31-19. What changed in that at the end of the game?
Wait, can you repeat that?
At the end of the game, they outscored you 31-19 in the fourth and overtime. What was the difference in the game, you believe, at that point?
I feel like we fought hard. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we just came up short tonight.
The national discourse immediately pivoted from tactical basketball analysis to raw, unvarnished pride, igniting a fierce debate over whether Caitlin Clark crossed the line with her overt taunting, or if Angel Reese simply reaped the consequences of months of relentless psychological warfare. The post-game press conferences only poured gasoline on the raging fire, filling the media room with icy tension as coaches offered hollow explanations about fatigue and defensive contests that failed to obscure the undeniable reality of an uncontested miss with the game on the line. When pressed on Clark's merciless reaction, the opposing podium attempted to deflect and downplay the mockery. Yet the clenched jaws, evasive eye contact, and palpable frustration betrayed the undeniable truth. The psychological high ground had shifted completely, leaving behind an indelible mark on the rivalry that no post-game spin could ever erase.
Because she doesn't play defense, Caitlin's defense has definitely improved. And also when she needs to step up, she has done just that.
What the? That defense, outstanding.
So with that, let's talk about the MVP race. Right now, for me, I have 4 people who I think should be in this MVP discussion: A'ja Wilson, Olivia Miles, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark. And I don't think at this point in time I can create a top 3. And I'm gonna make a case for all of them. I do want to start with Caitlin Clark because I feel like she had a slow start to the season. She is somebody who doesn't get put in these conversations often because the standard for Caitlin Clark just seems to be a bar that is nearly impossible to meet by media standards, by fan standards. Like, Caitlin Clark always has to overperform. Caitlin Clark can have a 20-point, 7 assists, 3 rebound games, and people can call it a stinker game. The bar is really high for just her and herself to perform. Now, what I do think is very interesting, though, over the last 11 games, Caitlin Clark is averaging 26.3 points per game, 9.4 assists per game.
This defining moment marks an irreversible shift in modern sports culture, completely dismantling traditional pleasantries and replacing polite competition with fierce, high-stakes hostility that permanently redefines this feud. Caitlin Clark didn't merely secure another victory. She delivered a devastating psychological blow that will cast a massive shadow over every future clash, ensuring that whenever Angel Reese steps into the paint during crunch time, the haunting memory of that blown opportunity and the roar of a mocking arena will echo in her mind. The real question is no longer just about who wins the next matchup, but whether Reese can overcome this brutal mental setback, or if Clark has officially established undisputed psychological supremacy over the entire rivalry. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Did Caitlin cross the line by openly ridiculing her rival? Or did Angel bring this intense reaction on herself? Hit the subscribe button, smash that like, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a single update as this explosive battle continues to escalate. Here we observe the majestic suburban dad in his natural habitat, the backyard barbecue. Notice the distinct aroma of charcoal and mild panic. He approaches the grill with confidence, though his internal monologue suggests he has no idea what he's doing. Oh, a grease flare! The suburban dad stumbles backward, nearly toppling into the kiddie pool. A narrow escape. Huh! His mate watches from the kitchen window, debating whether to intervene. Excuse me. She wisely chooses to let natural selection run its course. The burgers appear to be transitioning from raw to charcoal, skipping the cooked phase entirely. Shh, listen, that sizzling sound is the call of dinner being ruined. But wait, the suburban dad has produced his secret weapon, barbecue sauce. He believes this will mask his culinary failures. Spoiler alert, it will not. Now is being approached by his offspring, demanding to know when the food will be ready. A dangerous moment. The suburban dad responds with the ancient phrase passed down through generations, 5 more minutes. We all know this is a lie. Ugh. And so the cycle continues as it has for millennia in backyards across the land. Truly, nature is magnificent. With under 15 seconds on the clock and the game deadlocked, the ultimate spotlight narrowed down to pure, unadulterated drama with an entire... Here we observe the majestic suburban dad in his natural habitat, the backyard barbecue,